Hello, hello, hello. I am the Linux Mench. Back in March, I made some install scripts to make it easier to install DWM from source in archlinux and in Debian, because you can install DWM from the official Debian repository, but it will be the default DWM and you won't be able to make any changes in it. And it even tells you that on the Debian website. On the Debian website, it tells you that if you want to configure DWM to the way you like it, then you should install it from source. Now with archlinux, DWM is not in the main repository, but it is in the AUR, the Arch user repository, but the same issue. If you install it from the AUR, you won't be able to change it or configure it. And the same thing is with Void Linux. Okay, so DWM is in the official Void Linux repository. But again, if you install it from there, you're going to have the base default DWM window manager, and you won't be able to change it and configure it to the way you like it. So in all three, in Debian, archlinux, and Void Linux, it's best to install it from source, because then you can configure it and make it work the way you want it to work. Now, back in March, I made some install scripts to make it easier to install it from source. And I made some for my Debian folder, and I made some for my archlinux folder. And the reason why I made two separate ones, one for Arch and one for Debian, is because you have to install different packages, and the script is a little different in Debian and in Arch. So that's why I made separate scripts. Now, back in March when I did this, I didn't make a script for Void Linux, just for archlinux and Debian. Now, the other day, someone watched my video on how to use my install scripts for DWM in Debian, video I made back in March, and the person used my install script in Debian and it didn't work. When he went to do a make clean install, there was error messages. So the person let me know. So I looked into it and I realized after looking into it that DWM had an update in August of this year. And their new DWM update, well, my configuration file in my install script was missing a line to make it work in the new DWM updated version. So I went into my install script, my config.h file that's in my install script, and I added a line and that fixed it. So I fixed it and added a line for archlinux. I fixed it and added a line in my config.h file for my Debian installer. And I checked it out and it works both in Debian and in archlinux. And then I decided to make one for Void Linux, because back in March I didn't make one for Void Linux, and because I just recently made a video on installing a Void Linux the manual way with encryption with a minimal install. So I thought I may as well make one for Void as well. So in my GitLab repository, I made a folder for DWM in Void Linux to make it easier to install. And of course, that one's different too. That one, my installer and my install scripts for DWM in Void Linux have things in it that are not in the Debian one or the archlinux one. And I tested it and it works. So today, I'm going to give a demonstration of my installer or my install scripts, because it's more than one script you have to run. I didn't put everything into one script. You have to run several scripts. But it's still easier than doing it by yourself manually. So today, I'm going to give a demonstration of my install scripts for DWM and ST Simple Terminal working in Void Linux, archlinux, and Debian. So let's get to it. So right now, I'm in my real bare metal computer, the computer that I installed Void Linux on in my last video. So now I'm going to open the terminal. I'm just going to do a fast fetch. You can see I'm in Void Linux. This is my Acer Aspire 3950. I'm running Qtile and I'm running Xterm. Now I'm going to clear the screen, and the computer's already been updated, but I need to update my GitLab repository. I'm going to cd into Mench. Now I'm going to do a git pull, and I'm updating my GitLab repository in this computer. Now I'm going to ls it. I'm going to cd into this folder here. I have a void folder, so I'm going to cd into void. I'm going to ls it again, and I have a DWM folder in here, which is new. I just put it in there today. I'm going to CD into DWM, and I'm going to ls it. Well, let's clear the screen. Let's ls it. And these are the files. You know what? I'm going to LL it. Should I LL it? Let's LL it. So these are the files that are in there. And see this installer? I'm going to run that script. So I'm going to just vim into it so you can see what's in there. And this is what's in there. It's going to install a bunch of packages and run some other scripts. So I'm going to quit out of there. I'm going to clear the screen. Well, I don't even need to clear the screen. I'm going to do a like that installer. I'm going to put my password in. And it's installing a lot of packages because it's installing the base devel package. Because without the base devel package, you won't be able to make clean install DWM or make clean install ST. So it's installing a lot of packages. And I'm going to probably pause the video and come back in a few minutes. So don't go away. And that didn't take long at all. I don't even think it took more than a minute. So when it looks like it's stopped or it's paused, and you see the cursor is not flashing, like over here, the cursor is not flashing. It looks like it didn't work or something happened. And here we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dones. It's finished. So all you have to do is hit enter. Now I'm going to CD-1 out of there, back into the void folder, and I'm going to ls it. Now you see I also have a ST folder here. So I'm going to CD into ST, ls it. Let's clear the screen, ls it. And I have 2 files, and I have 2 scripts, 2 install scripts, and I'm going to run this one here. Install after DWM. So I'm going to do it like this, install after DWM. And now you can see it paused, the cursor paused. It looked like it's broken or something wrong happened, but it's working. I'm just going to hit enter, and now I'm going to CD out of there. I'm going to clear the screen. And now I'm going to ls it. Now you see I have in my home directory, we have a builds folder. So I'm going to cd into builds, ls it. Now you see in the builds folder, we have a DWM folder and an ST folder. So first I'm going to cd into DWM. I'm going to ls it. And I'm going to run this script, run patch. I'm going to do this, run, and it's finished. Now I'm going to do sudo make clean install, and it finished. And then if there's a problem, you're going to have error messages here. So now I'm going to CD out of there, back into builds, and I'm going to CD into ST folder. I'm going to clear the screen, and I'm going to run this script in the ST folder. Okay, let's do this, ST, run, and hit enter. That's finished. Now I'm going to do sudo make clean install. Okay, and that's finished. And now I'm going to CD out of there. Let's just get out of here. Let's do set font. I'm in a TTY, so set font tier -132B. Let's clear the screen. Let's do vim exedit rc, and let's put the hashtag or comment in front of qtile to deactivate it. Let's go down a line. Let's type in DWM. Let's save the file, and hopefully this works. Let's clear the screen and let's do a start X. And there we are. We are in DWM. In my void Linux computer with my configuration file. So I'm not going to show you how to use DWM. I'm just going to do a few things here. So I'm going to do the mod key is the Alt key. So I'm going to do Alt P, and I'm going to bring up nitrogen. Sorry about the bright white. I'm going to go into preferences. I'm going to take off recursive. I'm going to do add. I'm going to go to Mench, select. Make sure recursive is off. I'm selecting home Mench, and I'm going to OK it. And now we're going to get some wallpaper. And let's close this. And there we have it. We are in DWM with my configuration file. And if we do a mod key is Alt right now, Alt Enter opens up Xterm. We can close that. And Alt P is going to open up D menu. And let's type in ST and see if ST is working. So now we're in ST. Can I make this a bit larger? Let's do a fast fetch. So now you can see I'm in void Linux. This is my Acer Aspire 3950. I'm in the DW window manager, and my terminal is ST. Now I'm going to quit out of there. Alt X is going to close it. Oh, let's do an HTOP. Let's do, and you know what? Let's just do it in ST. Let's do an HTOP. So running at 200 megabytes of RAM. So this is a real bare metal computer. It has 4 processors, no swap, 8 gigs of RAM, and we're running at 206 megabytes of RAM. Oh, it went up to 208. Not bad, eh? So Alt X are going to close that. And you can change the mod key from the Alt key to be the Windows Super key. And you can make ST to be your default terminal. Right now it's Xterm. And like I said, I'm not going to show you how to use DWM or how to use my configuration file. I mean, if you go into config.h, you're going to see all my key bindings. So now we can see my brand new installer for DWM that works in Void Linux is working. How about that, eh? So now I'm in a virtual machine of Debian Linux. Now, when I showed you how I could install DWM and EST terminal in my Void Linux installation, that was in a real bare metal computer. But for Debian and Arch Linux, I'm just going to do it in a virtual machine. Same thing, okay? I'm going to open up a terminal and type in fast fetch. So you can see I'm in Debian 13, Trixie. I'm in the Qtile window manager, and I'm in Xterm. So let's cd into Mench. Let's ls it. Oh, let's do a git pull. Okay, and let's clear the screen. Let's cd into Debian like that. ls it. Let's cd into DWM. Let's ls it, and let's run the installer. So we're going to run this installer right here. So I'm going to run that installer. I'm going to do /installer-sh, put my password in, and hit enter. So like I said earlier, my Debian DWM folder has stuff in it in the installer that's not in the Arch Linux one. And the Void DWM folder, the installer, has things in it that's not in Debian or in the Arch Linux one. So all three are different. And that's why I have three separate ones. Okay, so when you see some dones and the cursor is paused and it looks like it's not doing anything, it means it's finished. So you can hit enter. I'm going to cd-1 and I'm going to cd, well, I'm going to do an ls. And now I'm going to cd into the st folder, cd-st, ls it. Let's clear the screen, ls it. And I'm going to run this one, this script. Install after DWM. So I'm going to do a /install after, and it's finished. So you can see there's a couple dones there, and you know for sure because the cursor is paused and it looks like it's not doing anything. You're going to hit enter. I'm going to cd out of there. I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to ls it. I'm going to cd into the builds folder, ls it, and you see we have DWM and ST in the builds folder. I'm going to cd into DWM, ls it, and I'm going to run this script to run the patch. Okay, so I'm going to do /run, and that's done. Now I'm going to do sudo make clean install. Hopefully it works. It did. Okay, no error messages. Now I'm going to cd-1 back into build, and I'm going to cd into the st folder that we made and that the installer made, and I'm going to ls it. Let's clear the screen, ls it, and I'm going to run this patch, st run patch. Okay, so I'm going to /st run, and the patch worked. And I'm going to do sudo make clean install, and hopefully it worked, and it did. I'm going to cd out of there, and I'm going to cd, well, let's just exit. Let's close this. Let's get out of the Qtile window manager. Let's clear the screen, and let's go into vim xinit, our C file, and let's add a line. Well, let's comment out the Qtile, and let's add a line, DWM. Let's save the file. Let's type in *x, and hopefully it works. And it worked. So now we're going to Alt-P. It's going to open up here. And we are going to type in nitrogen. And I'm going to go into preferences. I'm going to take off recursive. I'm going to add Mench, select, OK. And well, I don't want to put arch paper in there, so let's just put that in, and let's close it. Oh, sorry. Let's put that in, and of course you can't see me applying it right, because my face is in the way, and it looks like we're stuck here. And there we go, we have wallpaper. Let's get out of there. So we went out, I just want to see if it's working. Let's go back in, and there we have wallpaper. And let's see if we can get into ST. And there we are, we're in ST. Let's do a fast fetch. So we can see we are in Debian 13 Trixie. I have DWM installed, and I'm in the ST terminal, simple terminal. Okay, so now I'm in another virtual machine of Arch Linux with the Qtile window manager. So I'm going to open up a terminal. So I'm going to do a fast fetch. can see I'm in Arch Linux. I'm in the Qtile window manager, and I'm in Xterm. So now I'm going to cd into Mench, clear the screen, do a git pull to pull down, update my GitLab repository, and I'm going to cd into Arch. I'm going to ls it. I'm going to cd into DWM. I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to ls it, and I'm going to run the installer. See there in the green. I'm going to run installer sh. I put my password in, and I'm going to hit enter. And we're installing some packages and running the script. And when you see the cursor is paused and there's some dones here, this part's done. I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to cd-1 and I'm going to ls it. And I'm going to cd into this st folder, clear the screen, ls it. And I'm going to run this one. Install simple terminal after DWM. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Install after, proceed. And when you see some dones there and the cursor is paused, you know it's finished. So I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to cd out of there. I'm going to clear the screen. I'm going to cd, I'm going to ls it. I'm going to cd into builds, ls it. And you see we have two folders, DWM and ST. I'm going to cd into DWM, ls it. And I'm going to run this patch, this script right here. I'm going to do this, run, and it's done. Now I'm going to do sudo make clean install, and that's done. Now I'm going to cd-1, I'm going to cd into st, clear the screen, ls it, and I'm going to run this script, st run patch. Okay, so I'm going to do st run, and that's done. Now I'm going to do sudo make clean install, hit enter, and that's done. I'm going to, now I'm going to get out of here. Let's log out. So in this Arch system, so in my Void system that I just showed you, and in my Debian system that I just showed you, I didn't have a display manager or a login manager. I just logged in from the TTY with StartX. But in this Arch Linux system, I have LightDM, the display manager or the login manager LightDM. So let's click on the hamburger menu. Now we see we have DWM there. So let's click it on. Let's put my password in. Now we're in DWM. So Alt-P is going to bring up D menu. I'm going to type in nitrogen, like we did before, preferences, take off recursive, add, go into Mench, select, OK, and let's click on that one. Let's close this. And now we're in Arch Linux with DWM. And Alt-P, let's bring up the ST terminal. And let's make that a little larger. Let's do a fast fetch now. So you can see we're in Arch Linux. I'm in the window manager, DWM. And I'm running the ST terminal. And let's do an htop. And we're running at 292 megabytes of RAM. Not bad, eh? And that's it. In this video, I wanted to show that I fixed my install scripts for DWM in Debian and in Arch Linux. And I made a brand new install scripts to install DWM in Void Linux. And I wanted to demonstrate that they work. So I demonstrated the Void Linux in a real bare metal computer. And I demonstrated the Arch Linux and the Debian in the virtual machines. So my install scripts are free for you to use from a GitLab repository, and the command to download them is in the show notes of all my videos, and they work. And I just want to thank the person who let me know that the Debian one wasn't working, because when I found out, I did some research and I realized that there was a brand new DWM released a few weeks ago, this August. So I fixed my scripts, and I made a script and install scripts for Void Linux. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I am the Linux Mench.